Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 5. So yeah, last time out we were continuing to head through Futaba's palace, and in this part we're actually going to be finishing off the main infiltration route into Futaba's palace. And we're actually going to also in this part we're also going to begin our final go through the palace as well. But for the start off with, we've met Shadow Futaba again, and Ryuji's been a dick. So here we go. It's time for our final mini boss of the dungeon. So yeah, time for the final mini boss, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, I'll be honest. It's the coffin-born god. We've fought him before, I think. The only thing we haven't used against him is wind, so she's weak to ice. My initial thought process here was, oh fuck, he's got the trap rat. Turn this into a rat thing. That's so annoying. Damn, man. Takes off a lot of fucking health. Yeah, I think I was thinking to what I was thinking here, I think, was to get rid of these side enemies first, and then once I've got rid of them, let's use Math for A. Let's see what happens. I did a decent amount of damage, but yeah, I think it was at this point that I pretty much realized, well, you know, just how about just fucking sod it. There we go, it's weak to wind. Got him. How annoying. Yeah, I think at this point I was just like, let's just attack the asshole. Oh my god. Use case down. So let's revive him. Where's our revival? Rose 1 eye, full HP. There we go. Yeah, I should have used some common sense. Critical. I should have used some common sense and healed up Yusuke a hell of a lot earlier. Yeah, here I'm just like, fuck it, let's just attack him. So yeah, Foul Breath just ups your ailment. God damn it. It just, your status ailments, your chance of a status ailment working on you is increased. Yeah, she's Garu. Get him down. I remember this one taking me quite a while. What am I thinking? Oh yeah, I'm just thinking, let's just restore health. Get everybody back up to full health. I do love the rat design, because you got the mask on top. So it's got like Arm's mask on his head. It's kind of cool. Yeah, life leech is annoying. Yeah, so this is pretty much why you don't bother. Just attack the main guy, try and get as much damage down as possible. We got him down to half health. To be fair, I think if you wanted to be more if you wanted to be more efficient here, Mabufu, let's just hope it hits all three. There we go. Oh shit. I could have just used Bufu here, this would have made more sense. Put her down so we can at least get in our attack in. But yeah, to make this boss fight move faster, I should have really had Morgana in the team, because she uses like wind attacks are her speciality. His speciality, sorry. So that would have made more sense, but anyway. Mini boss is down, we get a lot of money. Archangel's up, and Makoto is now at level 33. That's the boss done again. Yeah, Ryuji's been a hothead and been a bit of an asshole. He always seems to get us into trouble, that Ryuji. Later on in the game, he is pretty much the ultimate dumbass, but we'll see that later. Press the X, there you go, Ruby. I wonder if I'll find Sapphire and Emerald along the way. So, yeah, we can't go down there, we have to jump across. So, this is where I kind of fucked up. So, what you want to do is you want to jump across here, and then jump down here. And you'll see a pedestal. What you're actually supposed to do is you're actually supposed to head back to a certain... head back to the original... to where the boss was, where we just fought the mini-boss. So this is me just thinking like, well, can't I just jump across there? That seems like... no, can't do that. So I was like, shit, what am I doing? Alright, let's jump down. Yeah, so, pedestal. And we haven't got an orb at this point. Shit.
I can see it.
So you want to go back to the corridor where you fought the mini-boss. And if you look up here, there's an orb for us to grab. Let's take the gem, and then we'll move on. And then we're done. Seen me, but I don't care. Just climb up and... yeah, at this point I was just like... this is the one part that I got really stuck in. I was stuck here for like 10 or 15 minutes. Whereas at this point where I was kind of like, you know... fuck it, I just want to get this done. Don't know why I stopped there. Go down, put the orb in... put the gem in place. And... yeah, so we can reach other areas now if we so wish. We can go over to that area if we want, but we're just going to finish the dungeon here, so... yeah, so we just need to follow the light here. And just keep going. And now we can go across to here, because these now have turned on as well. And that's it.
Come, let's open it.
That's the one of the few times where somebody's told me there's a treasure chest before I actually saw what the chest was, where the chest was. But anyway, Ignis Ring, I can't remember what that does. I've never used it. It's probably just boosts up some stat. If I had to guess, it probably boosts strength. I'm not 100% sure though. I'd have to double check. But anyway. Now we're going to head through here. And we've got one last puzzle to do. So let's get going. Yes, I am taking my time. So yeah, this puzzle here, wow, this took me a really long time. I think it took me a good 10 or 15 minutes. Sorry, to get it done. Because it's just all over the fucking place. So I'm actually going to cut past this one. Yeah, at this point I was just like, and it's, there you go, we're done. Put that there, up. Yeah, swap those around, Tom, swap those around. There you go. So yeah, this is a Futaba calling out to her mother to do something. She wants her mother to be with her because she just wants to, you know, because... she wants to do things with her mother, but her mother's like, no, I've got stuff to do. Don't be so selfish. And this is the memory, another memory of her. Of her mother, which kind of shows up what's been going on in her head.
And again.
So yeah. Looks like Futaba's a bit lonely. No, you mustn't. Don't say that. That's sick. Yeah, so she's... this pretty much all this stuff is pretty much showing, like... this is what Futaba kind of believes happened. This is what she kind of... you know, it's her kind of blaming herself for her mother's death. But... as we'll find out a bit later, maybe not everything is as it seems. Not everything is quite so straightforward. So, boom, baby. There we go. That's the final entrance to the final section of the palace, and we'll be done.
Hey, this ain't opening. Think there's a way to open it somewhere else?
Now, this is quite clever, I think, because if you notice the sign, the caution tape is on the door and the private do not enter sign. It's the
Why ain't it opening?
the same stuff is on the front. Is on the fuck. The same stuff is on the door to on the front of the door to Futaba's room. So pretty much what we have to do in order to get into here and steal the treasure is we have to go to speak to Futaba in the real world, and we have to get her to open the door for us and let us in.
You must have her invite you in.
So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing next. In order to get into the next part of in order to do the final part of the palace, we need the real Futaba in the real world to open her bedroom door to us so we can head in and complete the palace once and for all.
Looks like we'll have to return to reality once.
So that's the next thing that we need to do. We need to go see Futaba in the real world.
Right. She's a serious shut-in. How will we convince her to allow us entry?
Standing around here won't help. We'll just have to give it a try.
We'll have to go talk to her, Yusuke. Isn't it kind of obvious?
I think that we
Let's
should
get
do it
going.
too, even if it means we have to force ourselves in.
Someone sure is stoked about this.
We have no choice but to sneak in again.
Joker, it's your call when we do this. Make sure you think of some excuses just in case boss catches us.
So yeah, that's pretty much telling. That's pretty much telling you there that this is the next part is us going into the dungeon, into the palace proper. So you make the decision on when you actually get the dungeon, the palace done. Something which I kind of like as well is that it's all one shot. So pretty much once you say you're going in, like you hand over the calling, you enter the room, you hand over the calling card, and you enter the dungeon all in one kind of all in one day, kind of in one fell swoop. So it's another way that this palace is way different to the other palaces in the game, which is kind of cool. Now I think about it more and more, I think this is like my favourite palace in the whole game. Just because it doesn't really have any bullshit. It just, you know, it's pretty straightforward and simple and a lot of fun to go through. And this is me doing the whole thing in one go.
Yes.
Which you can do. I mean, you're not going to do it in one go on your first playthrough, though. It's going to take, because, you know, you don't have SP restorative stuff. A lot of SP restoring stuff at this point, which is a bit of a pain. But whatever. I know it's like a desert out there. I mean nothing. Anyway. Sorry about that. So now the palace is done. So what's going to happen now is that I think Ryuji and Makoto who draw up the calling card just so it's ready for us to go. And that's going to be the next thing that we do. We're going to be heading off to the next palace. Sorry. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to Futaba's room and handing her the calling card. So let's get going. Now we could go talk to Yusuke, but it can't be asked. So let's move. I don't think I do anything else, do I?
Yo.
No. Basically, I bought some stuff. Basically, I restocked on. I sold all the stuff that I got from the palace. I restocked on all health restoring and SP restoring items. And now we're going to be sending the calling card and infiltrating the palace. So The next part is to head straight to Futaba's room to find out and to get her to let us in. So let's get going.
That aside.
So yeah, Morgana is going to be living up to her looks, and she's going to be a cat burglar for us and let us into the boss's house. So what's our plan here? Well, essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to Futaba's room and we're going to be talking to her. We're going to text her to say, look, you want us to steal your heart? You're going to have to let us into your room. Because if you don't, we can't get into your palace. So, yeah. Get on with it, love. So here we go. Yes. And this is the point where Futaba actually has... she actually gets the, what's the word? The app to enter the metaverse. And, I think it's kind of interesting how she taps the app, she opens up the app, and then this kind of happens. I guess... But to be fair, I don't think we ever have another person who interacts with their own palace. I think this probably happens because she opens up the metaverse app, and because she's in the place technically where, in the real world, where the palace is, where you enter the palace in the real world. I guess that brings her shadow forth. And I don't remember. I think this is the only time as well that the shadow. This is the only time that the shadow interacts with the person in question. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think any of the other people who have palaces, the palaces we enter, I don't think they interact with their shadow selves. Which is something that happens in Persona 4 Golden more, that the characters interact with their shadows and then kind of awaken to their personas that way. Whereas it's a bit different here, really, to be honest.
Told us to have you open it. Deep down, you want to open this door, don't you? Right. We're trying to uphold our promise, but you're the one resisting us. 10 seconds.
Give me some time. Mikoto, you bitch.
Fine, but if Boss comes home, we'll kick down the door and
bit of tough love.
Must. Time's up, Alibaba.
I would like to see Mikoto try and kick down the door.
We need to change her
if she could.
Better to be completely safe than sorry.
So she has
That'd be more of a Ryuji job, I think.
Futaba, please open
being
the
the
door.
all the muscle and none of the brains.
All right, let's go in.
The door's open. Now this is a weird situation because she locks herself in her wardrobe. So I don't know if this really counts. Because we've entered her room. But she's not there, so I don't know whether that technically counts as us entering her room. Or whether, like, whether we have to see her for us to be able to enter. I don't really know.
She'll shut herself into the bitter end.
There's only one other place, man. There's only another set of doors here, man.
Something formed right in front of the treasure now.
This makes no sense. Explain yourself.
Yes.
Whoa, she talked.
Shit, first time she talked. There you go. I do like her voice actress, actually. She's so good in this game. Like the acting for Futaba is absolutely fantastic.
Is being a hindrance, keeping you away from the core of my cognitive world.
Huh? She understood it?
Right, okay. You know a lot about this shit.
Why'd you call yourself Alibaba and make things more complicated? If you wanted help, you could have just asked for it.
I was embarrassed.
Huh? Oh,
I love that reading. It's so good. Ryuji, you dick.
I think I get it. Asking someone for help isn't that easy.
Futaba, can you tell us more?
Anne would
How
know
do you
about
know
that
about
after
the
what
cognitive
happened
world?
with her and what happened with Shiho.
Oh, that
So
reminds me.
it makes sense that
Boss
she
was
kind
talking
of
about
gets
cognition
it,
or something before,
like she
right?
kind of
You think this is related to how he was
empathizes
getting
with
grilled by that one lady?
Perhaps her mother was
Futaba.
researching this cognitive science
Does make a
that
lot of
was
sense.
mentioned?
Cognitive science with a PSI in front. Less science, more supernatural. That's important.
Well, that certainly got her attention.
See, I love her,
Seems
her voice
we're on the
acting.
right
It's so
track.
good.
So, cognitive.
Yeah, cognitive
Science.
science.
Futaba, what was your mother
Science.
working on?
There you go. Cognitive science. So that's what her
Please
mother
tell
was
us.
working on, and that kind
What
of
happened?
She's not answering.
and this kind of
Should we
all
do this
relates
later? She
to
seems to have gone through some
this.
shit in the past.
All kind of makes sense
True.
once we find out what's
She
being,
did say things
you know,
like
what her mother was
die.
actually working on. I don't think we find that out for a little while, but
Futaba-chan, did you really kill
the fact
your
that she was
mother?
working on the cognitive world
Whoa,
was
you
actually interesting.
moron.
Is, you know,
Wasn't
makes
her
a
death an
big
accident? What
difference
actually
here. You know what I
happened?
mean? The fact that she was working on that kind of
Is that really
makes
true?
it makes you think, well, maybe
Oh.
her death wasn't that much
We
of an
saw what your
accident.
heart is like, but we still can't figure anything out. The mother that Boss told us about is completely different from your cognition. We want to hear the
This is
truth
something
from
else.
your mouth.
My
Basically,
my
it,
mom was
basically,
killed her.
basically,
It's possible that she can't remember because her heart has become distorted.
basically, the main thing about this is that basically, because
so
she's
sorry,
blamed
Futaba-chan.
herself for her mother's death for so damn long, kind of
a lot
her
happened,
memories
so
of her mother have been kind
I'm
of
sorry.
distorted and twisted,
There! Now
so that she
feel it.
doesn't remember who her real mother was,
Gotten into
doesn't
all of a
remember who her
sudden.
real mother is anymore. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Hurry it up!
And now we can actually
We
enter
did
because
come to
Futaba's in the
steal your
same room
heart,
as us.
but
Awesome.
It's not really done right here at this moment. All you really had to do was open that closet door. I'm sorry we made you jump to conclusions. You don't have to be like that. I see.
I like this.
She went back in.
Later. I'm embarrassed for this. I do like that animation though. It's
please
so
listen.
good.
There's a reason we had to do this. She's aware of the cognitive world, but it seems she doesn't understand how a change of heart occurs.
To be fair,
much
how
do
on
you
earth
know
would
about the
you
cognitive world?
work that out, to
I
be
know that
honest,
there's
unless you
another world
actually,
based on
you know,
cognition, but I
deal
don't
with
know
it
how to get
yourself.
there. Can you guys go there? You said you saw my heart earlier.
Yes, that's right.
How do you do it?
We use an app.
We use a smartphone app.
An app?
Yes. By entering the required information, we can go to the cognitive world.
A name, a place,
And this is the first time as well that,
Those three.
you know,
So in this
that we
case,
try and
Futaba Sakura,
I guess
Sojo
because there's
Sakura's
not really
house,
been a reason
and
why we would, but it's the first time that we kind of
You don't
explain,
happen to have this app, do you?
kind of explain what the hell's going on with
Thank goodness.
how the app works and how we
Okay
get
then.
into the, you
Can
know,
you take me
the
with you
cognitive
too?
world. It kind of, it's interesting. No, we
I gotta
can't.
agree. Just leave this to us.
I'll leave it to you then.
Good. And you better not forget about
Yeah,
our
because
promise, alright?
we don't know what's gonna happen there really.
Oh yeah.
Because
almost
no one
forgot.
has
The
ever,
treasure's not gonna appear if we don't ever read this.
because no one has ever entered their own palace. So this would
Calling
certainly
card?
be interesting.
It's the one you prepared. Read it.
I can't read it. It's too dark.
You could just come out.
I like that.
Embarrassing.
What?
I'll make sure she reads it, so you guys go on ahead. Futaba,
I think
sure you
that
read
the
it,
reason
okay?
why there isn't a
Okay.
fence up and why they can actually see the why they can actually enter the last part of the palace in the end is because of Morgana doing this, of kind of sticking around and seeing her come out and seeing her read the calling card. So then we can just fuck off and enter the cognitive, you know, go and enter the final part of her palace.
No,
Now read it.
I'm going to die.
And now her shadow now realizes that we're coming for a heart, so up to 99%. All that's left to do is to steal her treasure.
Kitty, you again?
I do love that. Futaba's such a great character. She's really entertaining. But anyway, that is going to be it for this part of Persona 5. Join me next time when we're going to be heading back into Futaba's Palace. We're going to be finishing off the last section, and we're going to be taking on the boss of Futaba's Palace. So I'll see you next time for the next part of Persona 5. See you next time.